It's your boy Gooner in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, yes, the flag is back, and thanks to my mom, I think it's because of her that this thing is already replaced back to where it belonged. Finally, we have a good background, isn't it? Well, today we've got a lot of detailed analysis of Arsenal versus Watford game. I believe because this gives us a very good story about how exactly why everything transpired. The things that transpired did not, I think they did not supposed to transpire like that, but we don't have anything else to say but not only to moan about it, but we need to go forward because the season has just started. So I think we need a turnaround, ladies and gentlemen. But after that untimely result that we should not have got, ladies and gentlemen, I've got you a lot of news today, so make sure you sit back, relax and enjoy whatever the news that's coming your way. So without any further ado, let me remind you guys, you can go there in my community tab, and you can definitely, if you're a part of this community, go to the community tab and vote for a roast of the week. You've got some really interesting options this weekend, and not only that, you can be a part of, if you still haven't, you can be a part of this community by subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell icon so you get notifications about all the videos that we post. And not only that, you guys can definitely be a part by commenting, subscribing, obviously yes, liking the video and sharing the links with your friends so that they also come to a channel which posts daily everything interesting about Arsenal. So without any further ado, let's get started. The first news that's coming your way: Charles Watts, ladies and gentlemen, has said something about Arsenal. He said the big challenge for Emery was improving Arsenal defensively, yet he seems to make them worse. Aubameyang deserves far better than this. Thoughts from Vicarage Road. Can't agree more on this, because the only reason why we've got some better squad than before, but we've also got some sort of problems as well. You know, somebody to replace Aaron Ramsey. I think Unai Emery needs to come back. You know, if he doesn't come back, if he had a run last season of an unbeaten run, he needs a run like that so that we get somewhere respectable before the end of Christmas and he gets to keep his job. Lee Dixon said the worst performance without the ball for a very long time, no accountability whatsoever, game management zero, game understanding zero, responsibility to others zero, very poor. Feel bad about it because it was a game that all the Arsenal fans really have a meltdown after. So let's move on. The next is, ladies and gentlemen, I've got lots of stats as news today. So if you guys are thinking why we lost against Watford, you'll get your answer by the end of this video. Well, the first thing that I'd like to say is that since his Premier League debut, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has been involved in 46 goals in the competition, the Premier League alone, scoring 37 goals and 9 assists, ladies and gentlemen. Also, let's talk about Arsenal versus Watford by numbers. First thing, 8 shots from Watford in the first half, 5 on target, compared to Arsenal. Arsenal actually, in the first half, Arsenal had 3 shots and 2 were on target. Moving on, in the second half, Watford had 23 shots. Well, 23 shots in the second half, out of which 5 were on target. Arsenal had only 4 shots, out of which 2 were on target in the second half. 55 passes completed in the final third for Watford in the first half itself. Well, and out of those, 5 were completed into the box. Arsenal also had 55 passes completed in the final third of the first half itself, out of which 4 were completed into the box. Moving on, in the second half, Watford were a beast because they completed 101 passes, ladies and gentlemen, in the final third of the second half, and out of which 17 were inside the box. 17, ladies and gentlemen. That means they were given all the freedom to roam inside our defense. Not only that, talking about Arsenal in the second half period, it is a shocking number, because you know, I don't even want to say this, but I think I don't have anything else to say. Arsenal had completed 28 passes in the final third in the second half, ladies and gentlemen, and out of which only 5 were inside the box, into the box. Moving on, 26 passes were completed within 25 meters of goal by Watford. You know, out of those 26 passes, 19 were in the second half itself alone, ladies and gentlemen. Well, talking about Arsenal, so 26 passes were completed within 25 meters of goal by Watford, and out of which 7 were within 15 meters range from the goal. Compared to Arsenal had only 8 passes completed within 25 meters of the goal for Arsenal. Well, 4 were in the second half, ladies and gentlemen. Watford had 19 in the second half, and only 1 within the 15-meter range from the goal. And it turns out in the second half Arsenal had 0. No passes completed from 15 meters range. Ladies and gentlemen, it is really a very bad statistic. Moving on, 71.6 percentages of Arsenal's that was Arsenal's passing percentage in the deepest 20% of the field. Deepest 20% of the field in the opposition's territory, compared to 83% expected percentage. When we expected Arsenal to complete 83% of the passes, they completed only 71, and that is a shocking number. 18 defensive actions for Watford in Arsenal's defensive third, 12 in the second half, 10 shots created from goal kicks for Arsenal, 7 short passes from goal kicks, ladies and gentlemen. So only 7 short passes, 4 long passes from goal kicks. Oh my god, it is turning out to be a real sadness, because 6 final third entry passes for Arsenal in the second half compared to 16 in the first. Abdoulaye Doucouré and Capoue both were better than the whole of Arsenal's midfield in that game, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you in every video, if you want to play a football match, your midfield has to be bossed by you. If you boss the midfield, you win the game. Watford just did that to come back in the game in the second half, ladies and gentlemen. Why? And Arsenal let it happen. That's the sad part. Let's talk about comparison of Abdoulaye Doucouré and Capoue compared to the whole of Arsenal's midfield in the whole game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about it. Arsenal had 7 ball recoveries by the whole of group of midfield. Doucouré and Capoue had 13 alone. Both of them had just 13. 4 times dispossessed by Arsenal's midfield. Doucouré and Capoue were never dispossessed by any of the Arsenal midfielders. 1 interception completed by whole of Arsenal midfield. Both Doucouré and Capoue completed 1 interceptions. 1 tackle by Arsenal midfield, 6 by Doucouré and Capoue. 77% of pass completion by Arsenal's midfield. Doucouré and Capoue completed 95%. It is very much clear we lost the midfield battle. We lost the game. It was Doucouré and Capoue. The pivot really worked really well in the second half, and that's the reason why. I think why Arsenal could not win, the biggest reason is because probably they were told to see off the game, to hold on to that lead, and that is not the way Arsenal play. Arsenal play a possession type of football. They need more and more possession and try to be on the forefront, try to attack, so that Watford or any other opponent does not get any time to come back at us. And that is exactly what did not happen, and that's the reason why we could not make those 3 points possible. Proven in terms of statistics. Not only that, the worst team in the Premier League history, Derby County, ladies and gentlemen, in the 2007-2008 season, only faced 82 shots in the first 5 games that year. Arsenal have 96. We are worse than the worst team ever in the Premier League history in terms of shots faced. Well, here's some really great news. Sammy Mockber has actually posted something on Twitter. He said, Arsenal defender Rob Holding is really to declare himself fully fit following his 10-month injury layoff to leave creaky centre-half pairing Socrates and David Luiz in jeopardy. You're welcome, Rob. We are waiting for you. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. I hope you got the biggest reason why we lost against Watford. The points, probably it was like the match lost. But most importantly, this is the biggest reason why we lost in terms of statistics is concerned. Well, everything that had to be put, I've actually put it through. So if you guys got this information, and if you feel that this information was really good, go there and subscribe and support the Indian Gooner. I will definitely come back to you in my next video as well. The next video is really special because I'll see if I got news as well or not. But otherwise, the next video is definitely going to be the Europa League competition between Arsenal and Eintracht Frankfurt, a preview of that game. So without any further ado, I'll see you in my next video, and I'll be collecting more data for you. So I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.